Hi, this is Fat Girls Rule, and I have another straight talk. I've had a few questions about this and discussions with this topic with other, people who, live by me, like, we talk, in person, and I've had a few comments from, people, you guys on YouTube, so I thought it's kind of like, a real touchy subject, because it's about friends and family, which a lot of times we kind of think, like, our, friends are our family, because we love them, so let's just go on with the talk. So I hope, I put that this is, a really touchy subject. So I'll try to be more sensitive about the way that I word things. Because sometimes, I'm pretty laid on the line, no sugarcoat. And because it is about family, though. So I'll try to be nicer. Sometimes it's hard for me to be nice. Yes. So here we go. Sometimes our worst enemies can be our family or our friends. And that's really sad. It's very, very sad. And, they can make us feel bad about ourselves, or they can, mooch off of us, take advantage of us. Either way, it's not good at all. So, I have over the years, talked to people and talked to you guys about negative friends and family, with other people too. And, it's totally not cool. The people who are supposed to help us when we, when we fall down, and need support, are sometimes the ones that are the ones that are kicking us while we're down, because, just some people are just very negative towards, BBWs and whatnot. So, I get tired of, people mooching off of me, friends, I'm a single mom, and I always help people out, but helping out people, like adults that don't even have children, that can't even take care of themselves, that's a little much to me, when they're coming to me wanting to borrow money, or, need groceries, or whatever, that's just ridiculous. So, let's see, so let's start off with, the friends. There's some people who are by themselves, and yet they don't want to work. They rather sit at home and watch TV. I mean, I know a lot of people like that. They would rather keep losing their places all the time, and or losing their job, or not going to their job. They don't have nobody to support but themselves, But, what really makes me mad is when I know that they have money for, cigarettes, or drugs, or alcohol, but they don't have money to buy groceries, or to pay the water bill, and that, really, drives me nuts, totally nuts, If I want to drink, that's fine, but my bills are paid. If I want to smoke a cigarette, that's fine, I'm an adult, but my bills are paid, my children are taken care of, I would never do drugs because that is illegal, so I just don't, I don't believe in that, I don't, even though in my head I would think if I had two different people, one was high on, let's say, marijuana, and another one was totally drunk, I would rather, if I had to pick, I would rather the person that was high drive me, if I couldn't drive myself. But it's illegal, so it doesn't matter. I abide by the laws. And that's how we should all be. Let me see where I'm at. First off, we love to help our family, and we love to be there for our friends because we love them. And that's, what I do is, I would, if someone wanted to, let's say, I've had people, they'll lie and say, well, I need groceries, but they really, all they want is the money, so they can get a pack of cigarettes and a few groceries, and especially if they have children. So I will go to my pantry and give them groceries straight out of my pantry. I'm like, okay, do you like macaroni and cheese? Do you like this? Do you like this? And I will give them enough groceries for several days of groceries. Let's see. And I have, freezers with food, so I would just go shopping in my own stuff. And I'll go back and get some groceries later. Because at least I know they're seriously getting food and the children are going to be taken care of. So I don't give them cash because I know some of that money's going to go to cigarettes, and I'm not paying for your bad habit. Let's see. Personally, I have given over the last 15, 20 years truckloads of groceries away. Truckloads. A big truckloads of groceries in bags. That's just how I am. Because I know that if I help somebody else who really needs it, that God will provide for me. And that is the trust that I give God. That He asks us to trust Him. And He will provide. So if I automatically just be like, okay, no, you can have this and this and this and this. Because I know God is going to provide for me. And that's, I'm like majorly feel that way. I'm very confident about, I will give you this or whatever, because I know God's going to take care of me, but we don't want people to take advantage of us by any means at all. So, I just can't see the thought of people like going hungry or so, I have food. Why wouldn't I share that food? That's silly. But it comes to a point when enough is enough and they need to provide for themselves. I've had to sit down and be like, okay, I can't keep doing this. I have 2 boys. I have a daycare to provide for. So this is the last time that I will help you. So I was given that last time, but I let him know that next time it's going to be no. And I stick with my guns. I'm like, no, sorry, I can't provide for you. I have to take care of myself. And if I had to, I will ignore their calls. If they come over, I'll be like, I'm sorry, I don't have money to go buy more groceries, so I can't give you my groceries. Even if, I'm kind of fibbing a little bit. Because I can't keep providing for other people. And we cannot, we have to be strong women. Sometimes you might, with the family thing, I gotta hurry up, I'm almost at 7 minutes. Sometimes you may have, like, a sister-in-law, or a sister, or a mom, or a grandma, who's, like, totally, like, freaks out. Even if they, like, gain 2 pounds, and they're probably, like, chugging cigarettes down the whole time because they don't want to gain weight. They don't, and they're just, like, and they're always, like, really judgmental and watching you and anything you put in your mouth, like, let's say if you're at Thanksgiving or Christmas. Any little thing, that you eat, they're judging you for. Well, you sure you should eat that? Or, well, maybe you should not eat all that. Yada, yada, yada. Blah, blah, blah. So, it drives me crazy. Let's see. And, you just need to be sure that, you don't let these people get to you, even if they are family members. I mean, we wouldn't allow someone who is a hater to treat us like that. So why would we allow our family, our friends to treat us like that? So, I always am like, I sit down and I would say something, like, basically, it's none of your business. This is not your life. It's my life, and I will live it the way that I see fit. If you want to be the way you are, then that's fine. I'm not going to judge you for that. I'm fine with my body and my curves. Of course, it would be healthier to lose weight, or it's just not working that way, though. Not all of us are like that. None of us are built like that. Many times we start ourselves and eat healthy all the time, and a month go by and 5 pounds come off. Come on. That's extremely discouraging for anybody. So, I just get, like, so upset at people who are supposed to be our family, but yet they don't mean to, but they do make us feel worse about ourselves. So let me put a stop right here, because I'm just about out of time, and then I'm going to finish up the street talk. Bye, guys.